Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. But I can tell you where in the world I am right now. If you just look behind me, I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Who knows? Maybe you'll think this video is just a bunch of art. That's right, everybody. I'm in my hometown of Chattanooga, and I'm filming down beside the river. And right across from me, behind you, the camera where you're at, where you're sitting, is Coolidge Park. And really great place to come and visit, to hang out, just to sit, just to enjoy the weather, and play ball, cast frisbees, do whatever. And a great carousel there you ought to look up, because all the horses in the carousel were made here, handmade in Chattanooga. I've actually been to where they are made. But anyway, we got the bridges across the river. One of them, though, is being, this is the Walnut Street Bridge that is being refurbished, because, you don't want to walk across wooden planks and then go, into the water. It would ruin your vacation. Well, anyway, today we're looking at a Dan Henry 1937 watch, chronograph that is, here at the river. What better place? Probably inside where it's air conditioned and a lot better lighting, but I like it here. So that's what we're going to do. All right, well, let's start with an initial overview of this Dan Henry. It is a vintage style watch that is meant to reflect the vintage styles from the 1930s, the Art Deco area. And so you have a sector dial with multiple either sub-dials or rings on the dial that definitely harken back to an Art Deco style, and done very beautifully, I might say. Now you got a 38 millimeter 316L stainless steel case with 20 millimeter lugs, which makes it very easy to swap straps. And again, if you have straps that are quick release, that's great. But if you don't, then you do have drill lugs. And drill lugs do make things a lot easier if you're wanting to take off a strap or a bracelet without having to use a traditional watch, tool, spring bar tool, sorry. Now, this watch does come with 3 straps. Well, no, it doesn't. It comes with 2. I bought an extra one. And it came with the brown strap and the black strap, and I bought the blue one. All of them are really nice leather. All of them have signed buckles, and the finish on the buckles is nice. If you've ever had cheap watches where the buckles are sharp, these are not. The finishing on this watch is beautiful. It's not super duper. I mean, we're not talking a grand Seiko or anything here, but it is nice. On the outside, you have, on the flanks, you have a nice sort of a satiny horizontal brushing. On the top, you have a horizontal, or not horizontal, but you have a vertical, which matches the horizontal, but you have that to match if you're looking from the top. On the bottom, you have a circular brushing that goes around to match the circular round caseback, which is a screw down caseback, incidentally, but the crown is not screwed down, so it doesn't have a great water resistance, only 100 meters. But still, that means that you could maybe hop in the shower and forget you have your watch on and it wouldn't be a problem. But the finishing on the outside is really nice. It does not have any polished bevels or anything like that to add any type of complexity to it. But the bezel is polished, and nicely so. And on the reverse side, the caseback, which is a really pretty caseback. It has on it a train, which is the New York City to Hudson steamliner. And so it's a streamliner, I might say, not steamliner, and very nice. But there is a polished circle around the sandblasted type of look also, and that looks really good. Now, when you're looking at the actual dial of the watch, this is where it really shines, okay? Especially if you've got a lot of sunlight like I do, or shade, but it looks so pretty. It is definitely got a vintage vibe to it, but it's just an artistic, beautiful design that you just don't see too much on modern watches. It has a sector dial, which is definitely classy, but notice all the rings that are in the sectors, because you have a vertical brushing on this, what looks to be an aluminum dial. Maybe it's a stainless steel dial, I don't know, but it looks aluminum. But you have a vertical brushing that goes all the way down. Then you have two subdials, which are cut in that into with circular engraving. And then you have these other rings that are around. There's actually two other rings, but when you look at it with all the indices there, the different numbers, the different markers, the lines, it looks far more complicated than it actually is. So you can do a lot with this watch if you know anything about chronographs. And speaking of, you have the rectangular pushers on the side. I think I mentioned them before. If not, now I am. And they are finished like the side of the case. Nothing round. I think that's neat, having a rectangular type of pusher there for the chronograph. And then you have the oversized crown, which is signed, polished on the outside, and very easy to grip, very easy to turn. It's a quartz. You wouldn't expect anything less. You've got the chronograph hand, which is blued, but also the hand for the minute chronograph for the minutes, not just the seconds, but the little small hand to the left subdial, that's blued also. But then look at the hands for the minute and the hour. Those are gold leaf-shaped hands with the same type on the subdial to the right for the 24-hour subdial. I think that's really nice. It's balanced and it's really pretty that way. Now I want to tell you, I've worn this watch several places. I've worn it to church. I've worn it to markets. I've worn it out to, craft fairs and things like this. I've worn it to work. And I've gotten more compliments on this watch than I think any other watch I've ever worn, at least in one day. And I actually, at one of the craft fairs that we went to, I wish I'd gotten video of it, but I actually met a chiropractor that was wearing the exact same watch. And I spotted it right as I walked by. And we got to talk. And there's a good example of what watch collecting can do. A total stranger, a total different demographic, but we could talk about watches. I thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I hope to be back really soon. And then, we can start spreading the love with some merchandise. Let me know what you'd like to have the logo on, and we can probably make it. Have a great day. Have a great week if we don't get to see you anytime before. And remember, watches are replaceable, but time is not. But if you have some extra time, come down to Chattanooga. Love to see you.